Welcome to the office. Today we want to take a look at cosets in Lagrange's theorem. Now let's say we have a group G. Let's draw something like a Venn diagram here. All right, so I have my group G. And let's say within my group G, I have some set that we'll call H, or subset, which is a subgroup. H is a subgroup of G. That's what I would like here. Now, essentially what I can do is I can create an equivalence relation on the set G using the set H. And this equivalence relation will, of course, create equivalence classes. And these equivalence classes will turn out to be copies of the set H, right? Copies of the subgroup H. So maybe call it H1 and H2 and H3. Maybe H4, H5, H6, and H7. 7 copies of the original H to get a total of 8 of these things, right? So when we create, again, we're going to find an equivalence relation on the set G, which creates copies of the subset H as its equivalence classes. And because of this, if I wanted to talk about how many elements are in the set G, well, if each of these things are a copy of H, it will turn out to be that I can have this as some multiple of how many elements are in the set H. And this essentially gets us exactly what we're looking for. Okay, cosets are going to be these things that are similar, right? These copies of H. And then we're going to go ahead and we'll see that the order of the subgroup H divides the order of the group G, and that will be true for all subgroups of the group G. So that's really cool. That's kind of fun, and that's the basic idea of cosets and the theorem of Lagrange. Now, it will actually work out that under some really nice circumstances, these copies of H themselves we can think of as elements. So now we have this group, maybe call it G prime, which contains the elements H1, so call it H0 through H7. Okay, and it will work out that that set G prime is actually a group where we can take combinations of these cosets and find another coset. And that sort of thing we'll also take a brief look at in this section and then further develop later in this course. That only happens, again, the idea that these create a group themselves only happens under special circumstances, and those special circumstances we'll investigate a little bit later in the course when we want to approach that. All right, thank you for your time and attention. Come on back, join me for more on Cosets Lagrange's theorem.